In the final days of World War I, a new beast was born, small, yet powerful and resilient. Meet the M1917 6-ton tank, the first mass-produced armored vehicle of the United States. It was licensed from the iconic French Renault FT-17, but American engineers made some alterations. The tank was the dawn of American tank history. How was it engineered to overcome the deadly no-man's land? A brutal maze of trenches, barbed wire, and mud. Let's roll. The tank had a number of good design features that were advanced for the time. The front armor plate that protected the driver was slopped. The armor was thin, but slopping increased the thickness of metal any enemy bullet had to pass through before it penetrated the interior of the tank. The angle of the armor also helped deflect incoming enemy bullets and artillery shrapnel. The tank with a turret that traversed 360 degrees to see action on the battlefield. All U.S. Army M1917 Light Tanks had polygonal turrets, and not the cast metal circular turrets fitted to nearly 50% of French Renault FT tanks. The designers added additional vision slits in the armored bodywork to aid the driver. The tank tracks were comparatively wide for the time, and this helped enable the tank to cross muddy ground. There was a tank crew height restriction of 5 feet 4 inches, 1.62 meters, or below, and a weight limit of 125 pounds, 57 kilograms. If a tanker was taller or larger than this, then he could not fit inside the M1917 tank comfortably, and would have had more problems getting out of the tank in a hurry. The tank was powered by a Buda HU modified 4-cylinder with forced water cooling. This gasoline-petrol engine produced 42 horsepower. It propelled the vehicle at only 5 miles per hour, 8 kilometers per hour on the road. While the tank wasn't fast by modern standards, the Buda engine did produce a lot of torque, which was more important than speed, since that would allow it to cross obstacles and rough terrain more reliably. It only had an operational range of 30 miles, 50 kilometers, before it needed to be refueled. In modern warfare, this would be a problem, but for Allied tanks involved in Ep.01 offensives, the enemy front line was only 100 to 200 meters away, and any breakthrough would normally only cover a maximum of 6 miles, 10 kilometers. A self-starter was fitted to the engine, and a bulkhead separated the crew from the engine compartment. It was still very noisy inside the tank, and the commander communicated where he wanted the driver to steer by using his feet on the back of the driver. Touch the left shoulder to go left, right shoulder to go right. Touch the middle of the driver's back meant go straight ahead. Most of the tanks were only armed with machine guns. The single 37mm M1916 or Marlin Rockwell M1917 or M1919 Browning machine gun was fitted within a traversing turret. The American-made caliber .30, 7.62mm machine guns that accepted the standard U.S. .30 ammunition. A few were mounted with cannons to deal with fortified bunkers and machine gun positions. They worked with machine gun-armed tanks who protected them from infantry attack. The tank was operated by a 2-man crew. The driver sat in the front of the tank in the middle, and the commander operated the turret and gun. The commander had too much to do. He had to look out for enemy targets and dangers, load the gun, traverse the turret, fire the machine gun, and give directions to the driver. This tank should not be judged with modern eyes. Tank-on-tank combat was not a consideration in the design of this vehicle. The tanks were used mostly as infantry support vehicles, charging through large networks of ditches, trenches, and barbed wire with troops close behind. Emerging right as the Great War ended, the M1917 tank saw little combat, but it was the foundational first step in America's tank development journey.